I know. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see if I can put my screen up here. Okay, I think we got a better connection now. All right, good. So down here, I did the work for it all. Okay, and real fast here, we'll go over it. Okay, so the first one, okay, your slope is 1 over 1, your y-intercept is 0, 0. Okay, so when I graph my boundary line, which is solid, it just goes right through the middle. Okay, and I can't test 0, 0 on that equation because 0, 0 is on my boundary line. So I test another point. Remember that little hiccup in everything when we try to test 0, 0 for everything? You can test 0, 0 as long as it's not on your boundary line, right? Okay. So I tested 0, 1 instead, right here. And I found that was a true statement when I plugged it in, so it's a solution. So I shaded everything to the above and left of the boundary line in blue. Okay, the blue line. Everybody good with that? Okay. And then I solved equation 2 for inequality 2 for y. Okay. Don't forget to flip your sign because you divide by a negative number to do so. That might be a little bit of an error there somewhere for some of you. Okay, I don't know for sure. I haven't checked your work yet. Okay, my slope is negative 2/3. Start at 0, 2, down 2, right 3. It's a dashed line. Did a test, found out that 0, 0 is not a solution. So I shaded above there, and the solution zone again is where they intersect. Okay, are we good with that? Everybody okay? Any questions for me? Excellent. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at a new problem. We have 2 problems to do today. All right, just go to your notes and work on this one right here, and we'll do it here together in just a second. Okay, I'll pull it up. Just a second here. Okay, there it is. I might have to stay posted over here today, so I have to keep putting this on. If it doesn't stay on, we'll have to see what's going on here. Okay. So give this one a try, everybody. See if you can graph this one and get the solution zone. All right. I'll come by and see how everybody's doing. That makes sense. My explanation. I said yesterday. Okay. But check it and see. I think that would help understand why it's that way it is. Okay. Better logic, I think, reverse a little bit on that one. I like what I'm seeing, guys. Okay. I like what I see. So I think you guys got started on this already yesterday, a little bit, maybe, perhaps. Maybe not. Since everybody's quiet, or is everybody just working? Okay. Well, that's not for me to be talking to while you're working. So we'll talk in a minute. Now remember, when you guys work these out, take care of inequality 1 first. Graph the boundary line and then shade. And then don't shade both boundary lines first and then shade both regions second. Graph and shade inequality 1, all of it first. And get that one out of the way. Then do inequality 2 and get that out of the way. Okay? Don't mix and match because you could be using wrong information for shading and those kinds of things. Okay, so make sure you just graph and shade number 1, then graph and shade number 2. And I'll be able to use Cody.
I'm confused on where to relate the shade, not the shade apart. So that on this side and that side.
Okay, take the order pair to test. We pick 0, 0 usually if it's on a line. So that means you're just going to plug in x equals 0, y equals 0, and tell me if that statement is true or false when you plug those in. Simplify. So you have a 0 on the right side.
Yeah. So
2 times. True or false? Okay, then don't shade that side with 0, 0. Shade the other side.
Okay.
Because 0, 0 was not a solution, no point on that side will be a solution.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Same thing, just graph this as y equals 2x minus 3. So if we graph your slope and your y-intercept. How to find those things? The slope is the number with x. Okay. And the intercept is the other number. So your slope is 2 over 1. Sorry, y-intercept plot of point. We'll start at 0, -3 first plot that point.
I mean, I guess they would meet up over here.
There you go. Then what you said, up 2, right 1. Bingo. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start working on this one a little bit and getting it started here. So for the first equation, or inequality, sorry, our slope is 2 over 1. Intercept is 0, -3. Okay. We're going to start it at 0, -3 right here. Everybody okay with that? Up 2 levels. Right 1 level. Puts me right there. Solid or dashed? Yes, it is. Excellent. You can get a straight line here, maybe. Okay. Okay. Now, test 0, 0. Is 0 less than -3? True or false? That is false. Okay. 0, 0 is here. And 0, 0 was not a solution. So you shade the other side of the line where 0, 0 is not a part of things. Okay? So we're going to shade the right side. You okay with this first one here? Okay. One's done. Are we good? Okay. Number 2, you got to do a little solving. So we have -2x plus y is greater than 5. So I'm going to add 2x to each side. So I get y is greater than 2x plus 5. Zero, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. Up to right 1 puts me right here. It's kind of interesting setup, isn't it? And you're not going to go straight up for me? Come on. There we go. All right. How's it looking, everybody? Good? Okay, do the same thing. Okay. Is 0 greater than 5? True or false? That is false. So we're going to shade, whoops, if I change my color, we're going to shade the other side. where 0, 0 is not located. Like so. All right, so there's my graph. Okay, so what's the solution? Raise your hand. What's the solution here? Toby?
No solution.
Why not? They are parallel, but I could also have a situation like this where they are parallel and there is a solution, okay? Because these are inequalities,
Oh yeah.
okay? So there's another reason as to why this one is no solution. Want to try again?
Yeah, they don't intersect.
The shadings do not intersect at all. That's exactly right, okay? Had I switched the signs of my inequalities, made this one y is greater than this and this one less than, they would have both been in the middle, and the whole thing would have been an intersecting solution zone. Does everybody understand that? So both situations can exist. Just because you have parallel lines for a system of inequalities doesn't necessarily mean the system has no solution. This one does, but that might not always be the case. Does everybody understand that? Excuse me. And parallel lines will split your graph into 3 regions, usually not the usual 4. Okay? Before you usually had 4. Now we only have 3. Okay? I think there's one like this on your homework, maybe 2. I forget. But I think there's at least one like that. Now you know what to do. Okay? Now for everybody's favorite. Are you ready for this? You got it. Okay? Let's do a story problem. Okay? Everybody's favorite, right? Yeah. All right. All right. Go ahead and get this into your notes.
It tells you the sign.
Space's birthday today, okay? So,
You lied to me.
wow, there might be some deceit over there on that side of the room. I'm going to stay over here.
Say that.
Yes, you did.
Fire.
All right. Let's move on here. Okay, let's go ahead right now. Just worry about getting the system. Okay, don't worry about the graph right now. Just get the system for me. Okay, just the system. And while you do that, I'm going to work on tweaking this graph just a little bit here, getting some even increments.
Not really know.
Why don't you check with each other about your system here? We'll go over it together, okay? Okay. That was a great conversation for all the groups. Wonderful. I said, why don't you talk about your system to each other? Did you miss that? Love it. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's get this figured out. Okay. We'll talk about this good. Are we okay that I'm going to x equal average of the mole and y equal average of the beach? You guys can swap if you want to, but I already knew my graph set up, and I'm doing it according to my graph set. Okay. So I'm going to let x equal average of the ball, y equal average of the beach. Now, who can raise their hand and give me one of the equations or inequalities for this system? Random. How'd you get that? here's what I also see here, Brandon. It says in the first sentence that Kim has at most 8 hours to spend at the mall and the beach combined. Okay? So how does that get factored into things?
Well, they have to, she has to, I don't know.
That's okay. All right. That's okay. I stumped you for a minute, didn't I? That's all right. Go ahead and see what you can do with it, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes, okay? Caitlin, can you give me the equation? X plus y less than or equal to 8. Does that translate to at those 8 hours spent at the mall and the beach? I think it does too. You okay with that, Brandon? Okay. I think what happened was you tried to combine too many things here, okay? And we're gonna really simplify this and make this a little bit easier to interpret. So, at most, 8 hours are spent at the mall and at the beach. Okay, so for our first inequality, x plus y less than or equal to 8. I agree. Okay, good. Now, I think Brandon was onto something though, because there's additional information here, right? Okay, so she wants to spend at least 2 hours at the mall and no more than 4 hours at the beach. So I think we need at least another inequality here. So who can help me out with that? At least 2 hours at the mall. Mason?
I'm just guessing,
Okay.
so it's like in parentheses x plus 2.
Well, you really didn't even give me a chance to answer. It does involve a 2 and it does involve an x, but what you told me was not an inequality. It was just an expression. X plus 2. I don't have an inequality symbol in there. How can I write that as an inequality? At least 2 hours at the mall. What symbol is at least? At least means I can do that or more. Greater than or equal to. I can do that number or more than that. Okay? So, at least 2 hours at the mall, and hours at the mall is x, right? So it'd be x is what, Mason? Put it all together. We just talked it all out. X is what? Right. X is what symbol? X is x is greater than or equal to at least how much? That's it.
No, I don't even have anything planned.
That's okay. She said she wants to spend at least 2 hours at the mall. Okay. If x is the number of hours at the mall, it has to be 2 or more. X is greater than or equal to 2.
Y is more than or greater than or equal to.
Yeah, we actually can. In fact, we need another inequality. Okay. Surprise. I know. That's why I did it. No, I'm kidding. All right. No, this one requires 3. Okay. It's easier to do it with 3. Believe me. Okay. Excuse me. So I didn't put that on there. I was going to give you guys a little bit of a surprise. So y is greater than 4, I believe. Is the next one. It says at more than. Y is greater than 4. Are we okay with that now? That's the system. Okay. Now graph it. I'll help you out with this. Graph it. How do you graph it? Well, you're going to graph each inequality separately. Okay. So we'll do x plus y less than or equal to 8. Let's subtract our x from each side. Okay. So y is less than or equal to negative x plus 8. Okay. So what's your slope? And your y-intercept is 0, 8, right? So let's complete these scales here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be right up there on the arrowhead. Okay, and then across here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I'm going to go down one level, right one level, right? You get my graph? Will be a solid line or a dashed line, kiddos. Solid. And it goes all the way down to 8, 0. Okay? Now, what side do I shade? 0 less than or equal to 8 when I plug in 0, 0. True or false? That is true. Okay? So I'm going to shade below or above the line? Below. There we go. Okay? 1 down, 2 to go. Are you okay with that? Now, what kind of line is number 2? What kind of boundary line? Okay, raise your hand if you can help me. What kind of boundary line is number 2? It's not a diagonal line, I'll give you that much. Sadie?
It just goes like straight across.
Which way?
Like, so is this way?
Okay. Well, this means every x coordinate, if it was x equals 2, it would be every x coordinate of every point on the line is 2. So how does that look?
I can't remember which way's X. I think it would go like
X is down here. Whoops. It'd be like 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, negative 1. It would. It's vertical. It's a vertical line, everybody. Okay with that? Okay. So this is a vertical line through positive 2, right? Right there's a point. Right there's a point. Solid or dashed? Solid. Okay. There's my line. Now, what side do I shade? Let x equal 0 and then figure it out. Is 0 greater than or equal to 2? True or false? 0 is greater than or equal to 2. True or false? That is false. Okay, good. So we're going to shade the other side. If I could do it straight. Right here. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Everybody okay with that now? So right now, any solution we might have for this system has to be within that purple triangle, right? Okay, so what's going to happen now when I add inequality number 3? What kind of line is it? First of all, raise your hand, help me out with that. Okay, it is dashed. Okay, Emily, what direction? Horizontal. And it goes around 4. Yeah, don't forget how to graph vertical and horizontal lines, guys. It's going to help you out a lot. Okay, especially when you do this in Algebra 2 and we extend it. Okay, because you'll be using this kind of idea to maximize profits or costs or those kinds of things. Okay, with business models in Algebra 2. So this is a step before that. Okay, yeah. You didn't know math was in business, did you? I'm just joking. Of course you did. Okay. So plug in 0 again for y. Is 0 greater than 4? True or false? False. We're going to shave above or below? Above. Here we go. Okay. So now we have a really small solution zone, don't we? Yeah. Okay. In fact, it is right here. Are we okay with that? Okay. So you can graph 3 on the same plane. Not that hard. You just got to remember, don't let vertical or horizontal lines throw you off, though. Okay. X equals a number, vertical. Y equals a number, horizontal. Okay. All right, so I believe we had a follow-up question to this. How much time can Kim how much time can Kim spend at each location? All right, so give me a possibility. Raise your hand, analyze your graph, give me a possibility. How many hours can she spend at the mall? How many hours can she spend at the beach? And fulfill all the requirements of the problem. Mason?
She could spend 4 hours at the mall and 4 hours at the beach.
Actually, she cannot do that. Okay? Unfortunately, that cannot happen because at 4, at the beach here, that is a dashed line. That is not part of the solution zone. Okay? I am sorry. Would you like to try again? It's your birthday. I'll let you slide this time. Merrick, you got something that can work?
She can spend 5 hours at the beach and 3 hours at the mall.
3 hours at the mall. 5 hours at the beach. I think I'm a little out of the zone. So you don't like that? Maybe my mind's a little off. I think that does work. Okay. Actually, I do think that does work. Okay. Yeah, that's one option. Any others, Emily? 2 hours at the mall, 5 hours at the beach. Yeah, that should be okay. 6 hours at the beach, 2 hours at the mall is not going to cut it. Not the green zone. Okay, unfortunately. You gotta be in the green zone. Oh, wait, 6 hours at the beach, 2 hours at the mall is what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good. That works. Okay, I swapped it, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, you could do. You want to get really crazy? You can do 4.5 hours at the beach and 3.5 hours at the mall.
I'm not doing fractions.
You said my class. Last time I checked, it was my class. I make the rules.
Except you're in your class.
Don't tell me you're scared of fractions now.
No, we're not scared of fractions. We're scared of what you'll do with fractions.
You're scared of what I'll do with fractions. Well, okay. So you have options, okay? So I think you got at least one like this on your assignment for Monday, and you will have a problem, something similar to this on your assessment. Although I think it's only 2 inequalities you have to grasp. So. Okay? I cannot promise that though. I cannot remember what the assessment says. All right, but that's it. I think we're good today. Okay? Now you can finish your assignment. I'm going to shut this stuff down. Okay?
Did you make the assessment?
Yes. And I'm kidding. I do know it's 2 inequalities on the system on the assessment.